Hey guys, so obviously my last video was me kind of contemplating leaving YouTube. Thank you guys for all your comments and all your messages and stuff. Like, genuinely, I appreciate it so much. I kind of took a little bit of a break, took a little bit of a social media break as well. That was kind of forced because there's no internet in my house. But yeah, it was still a break. I realised that it's Black History Month, and obviously partly due to my social media break, I haven't really talked about much to do with Black history. Obviously, being black, my channel is, it's Black History Month on my channel every month really, but seeing that this is the month that we've set aside in the UK to celebrate and recognise Black history and, just blackness, I thought that I would make sure that my videos for the rest of the month are centered around black topics, and not necessarily black history in terms of a history lesson in school, but just general blackness. Yeah, so that is why this video and every video to come is going to be to do with being black, I guess. What's great as well is that these are all videos that I had already planned. Like, I have a note sheet of like videos that I want to film, and these are all videos I'd already planned to film at some point, but they all relate to being black, so I thought bring them together for Black History Month. And then obviously I have a schedule, so I'm going to try upload one a week for there's like 2.5 weeks left, so hopefully I can get 3 videos up. 2.5 weeks left of the month, I mean. Yeah, so hopefully I can get, I'm talking so much, hopefully I can get 3 videos up for the rest of this month. And today I just wanted to talk to you guys about being black at university really, and just being black and successful in general, because coming into like this new term, a lot of the questions I was getting from you guys were or like questions that I've just got from my subscribers in general have been, is there a lot of racism at your uni? Like, what's racism like at uni? What is it like being black at uni really? And I feel as though for some people they might be a bit dismissive of it, and they might be a bit like, well, come on, like, it's 2016, like, it's literally 2016. Is being black really that big of a deal that you have to consider it in different contexts, like being black at uni, being black at work, being black in X, Y or Z? But it is a sad fact of life for a lot of us that it is something that is still a consideration. And what I want to do in the long term, like in my life, definitely involves the empowerment of black youth and, black women, young black women, black girls, the whole shebang. So obviously this is a pretty important part of that, because there are certain types of opportunities in life that are only unlocked through higher education really, and it is a barrier that as a people we still struggle to overcome to a certain extent. And even when you do get there, there is, you do sit down and think, to be honest, I didn't think this before going to uni, but coming to uni, obviously, if you've watched my Freshers Week vlog, coming to uni, within the first 3 days, I had my first racist encounter. And coming from London, obviously, not to say there's no racists in London, but I grew up around a lot of people who just looked like me, who thought like me, who acted like me, and it never occurred to me, truly, like, honestly, that people would people still did like overt racist acts. Like, I was completely in tune with the whole idea of institutional racism and structures and like hurdles being put against you because of your race, but I never thought I'd just get it like straight in my face, like a bus of boys singing racist chants in my face. Like, it never occurred to me that that would happen within 3 days of being at uni. And there is this idea that racism is like, it is an ideal that kind of ferments among the lowest of the low. Like, racism isn't a thing for educated, smart people. So when you think of a university, you think of like the creme de la creme of society. Especially when you're talking about top 10 Russell Group type unis, you definitely have this notion of like the best minds in the country coming together. And I can see why it kind of pushes against what people think, that, in this setting, of course there's not going to be racism, but that's incorrect. You come to uni and you're at that age where you're very cognizant of the fact that you're different, and you're very cognizant of the fact that, like, when you look around there isn't other people like you. And obviously it doesn't mean that you don't make friends with people of other races, and it doesn't mean that you don't engage with other people, but you are, well, let me not speak for anyone else, but I started to become very cognizant of the fact that I wasn't around other people that were really like me. And to be honest, I'm not a people person, so don't take my experience for like, listen, I'll be real, I hate people, I don't like socialising, I'm a very, like, my flatmate says I'm antisocial, and like, she always makes jokes about how I'm gonna find a husband or how I'm gonna find a boyfriend, which is very true, because I just don't like people. I don't like getting to know people. It's just hassle. So that is obviously a big part of why I find a barrier between me and other people, like trying to engage with them. But I feel like there's just an added layer when out of a football team of like 30 plus girls, you're the only black girl, you're the only one there, and it's just, it is, I feel like it takes an extra bit, like, to be honest, like, let me not project my insecurities on you guys. Like, it's definitely not, everyone's not going to have the same experience at uni. And I know tons of people who have enjoyed their uni experience, and it hasn't been all about being around other black people. I think I remember what kind of sparked me to make sure that this video was on my list was kind of the reaction to the Warwick banana incident, and also the post-Brexit reaction, which was this kind of like, I remember I tweeted this article in The Guardian that just made me laugh. Like, I think I literally tweeted it with like lol, because it was something like, I don't recognise this post-Brexit. So basically, it's this idea that people have been putting out, which I addressed in my post-Brexit racism video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But I addressed in that video as well, it's this notion that before Brexit we were this tolerant, you know, lovely, cohesive nation, and there was no racism. Like, are you confused? What? No, racism is an American thing. Racism is in other countries. The UK is very progressive and very tolerant. And it's like, no, as with everything else, there's this notion of like British sensibility, and everything the British do are kind of like, do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of British politeness, I don't know how else to put it. And I feel like that very much extends to how we construe racism in this country, because I feel as though a lot of it in this country is very subtle, and a lot of it in this country is not, no one's coming to punch you in the face. But at the same time, when people talk about post-Brexit racism, I understand that there was a statistical increase in the reporting of hate crimes after the Brexit vote. However, I'm talking about the fact that a lot of us have grown tired of repeatedly saying our experiences, because I think that like, I could say with the utmost confidence that I feel like a lot of this stuff was happening before Brexit, and just people were kind of just going about their day and just doing, you know, they weren't coming forward to make a big song and dance over it, because that was just life. Do you know what I mean? I never said anything. I said something on this channel, but I never like went to the uni. I never said anything to officials. I never reported the racist incident that happened when I first moved to uni, because what was I going to do? Like, it is very intimidating to come to a new place and be faced with literally a whole bus, like the whole top deck of a bus of boys of a football team, and then it wasn't a uni football team, by the way, it was a college football team, and like be faced with that, and then, you know, just me, I'm just trying to survive here. Like, who has time to be fighting battles against, like, you know, institutions almost? So it just, it's really grinding my gears whenever I see articles about, oh, I don't recognise this Britain. It's like, we have been saying, like, as people of colour especially, as black people especially, we have been talking about the racism in this country. And like, personally, I have such deep personal experiences with this. Like, you know, my dad lived in Britain back when they were a lot more open about things, and you suffered a lot more. But apart from, I know that we've come a long way from that. You know, people aren't going to beat you up and leave you in the street necessarily, but at the same time, I feel like people have been so dismissive of our experiences as minorities in this country when we say, listen, actually race is still a very big issue, and racial issues still matter. Because yeah, we all get institutional racism, we all get that the odds are stacked against us, we get that when my application lands on your desk and you see my first name is Ibo and you can't pronounce it, that I'm less likely to get the job. We already know that kind of stuff. But at the same time, when we come to uni, for example, as students, we are still facing hurdles and we are still facing barriers to progress. Listen, I could talk about this all day. I don't even know how long this video is already. But it is just to say that I feel like as black people, and I feel like this is a video where there's still more to come, you know, there's more to talk about, that we can't talk about everything related to do with the black university experience in one video. But it's just really interesting, it's just a really interesting discussion to open up, because I feel as though we definitely have a unique perspective as people of colour, as ethnic minorities at university. And I feel like, and I just feel like sometimes you may think it's all in your head, it's just you. Am I imagining that, or did she actually say that? Like, and I feel as though it's nice to know that you're not alone. And I think that when the Warwick incident happened, which is why I added this to my list, and I actually filmed like 2 videos back then, I just never uploaded them because I was just so angry. Genuinely, all I did in that video was just portray pure anger. And when that incident happened, it was just so, it was almost, of course I was so upset that it happened to her, but it was so relieving to realise that, look, you're not the only one who has gone to a good uni and has found that people are in fact racist. So I just think that, yeah, I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that you're not crazy. It is an experience, you know, like, share your experiences in the comment if you want, like, share the video, start a conversation with me, message me, all that kind of stuff, you know the drill. And I'll be back with another Black History Month video next week, hopefully. And I think that's it. Like I said, tweet me, Snapchat, message me, comment, and I will see you in my next video. No, that's not what I say. You will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.